Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you the new parts since the last time. But before I have some bad news. My Plutonian orrery isn't actually the first in history. I discovered recently a Mechanica enthusiast named Rob Mitchell, who displayed one in 2016 at the International Model Show in Skegness in England. It's complete with the 5 moons, and he made it before I ever had the idea for my own orrery. I was a little disappointed, so I promise not to make statements like this ever again. Let's move on to the new parts. The driving stage is now complete, so I have the worm gear mechanism and supporting parts. I was advised to use stock parts instead of custom parts, so I bought from HPC a pair of 1 worm and 1 compatible wheel, and it was the right thing to do. It's easier and cheaper. I didn't have to modify the parts that were already made. So the wheel is made of bronze, and this alloy is really close to brass. It's really nicely made. And the worm is made of steel. It's not stainless steel. I wanted to, but it was impossible for what I found. It's glued on a steel shaft, the same material, and it's not as good looking as I want it to be. It's likely to be remade at the end of the project with a different design, for example a pin, but without glue, but it's low priority. I've made the 2 brass bearings to support this shaft. They're really nice. And the base plate, which is in 2 parts. There is a hub to support the central axis with a better interface than with the terrestrial orrery. There is a stadium-shaped pocket to lock rotation, and on the other side a threaded hole to block the translation. There are 4 threaded holes on the rim, so it can be assembled with the plate. This. You have to be very careful because it can block like this. It provides support for the 4 intermediate axes and for the bearings. The screws are very long, so they can be inserted into the wooden base, which I am still waiting for, and it's secured with nuts. Beside these, I made 2 3D printed temporary parts, a new base while I wait for the wooden base, and a crank. They are made with Das filament PLA. I wasn't satisfied with it earlier, but my problem was that the belt was not tensioned enough. Now I love it. To conclude, the orrery works perfectly. There is no squeaking like the terrestrial one. It's because the stock part is perfectly made, unlike the one I drawn myself, which can be off for several features. So I will use more of them in the future, like for example the driving stage, but maybe other things. The next video will be more exciting. I will be experimenting with new materials, and maybe I will be making final parts myself. If you want to be notified, you can subscribe to my channel and don't hesitate to leave a comment. It's really helpful. If you want to contribute, consider donating on my Ko-fi page. No account is required and they are just one-shot donation. I also post more frequent updates visible to everyone. Goodbye and see you later.